The Science Policy Initiative at Notre Dame is a student group working at the intersection of science and policy to engage in productive discussions and provide professional development opportunities for our members.
I joined SPI because I saw a fundamental disconnect between the scientific consensus around certain topics and the rhetoric that I heard on Capitol Hill.
I first got concerned with the connection of science and policy around 2016, early 2017, with the advent for the March for Science, when we just wanted to say that science is incredibly important and should be considered the policy-making process. After that, I realized that SPI was an organization at campus already dedicated to that purpose, and so I really wanted to continue and see how I could impact policy change from a scientific perspective.
There's nothing like SPI that I've ever experienced on this campus or any other campus that I've been with, and so that was definitely what pulled me in and what's continued to keep me here.
I was interested in looking at different careers outside of the typical industry and academia routes as a chemist. And so I saw SPI in a newsletter and was curious what science policy was, and I found that it was a way to bridge those results that you get from research into making change for the public.
I thought that it was necessary to train scientists to bridge that gap, to make sure that the most up-to-date and cutting-edge research was making it from the academy to DC. And so we wanted to provide professional development for students to be able to do that.
I think that all of these opportunities to engage in science policy at Notre Dame really opened doors for me in terms of fellowships that I was able to participate in.
I think that SPI has a diverse community of students from a lot of areas of expertise, and by engaging with each other we can become more impactful with our research, even if they don't overlap exactly with what somebody else is doing. It gives you more perspective on how to be a better scientist.
You know, everyone thinks, oh yeah, I know how to communicate my science, but until you really dig down into who is my audience, how does that change, how do I tailor my message based on who I'm talking to, and realize, like, what do they want? You know, like, I have interest in my own research, but when I'm talking to a policymaker, what do they want to hear, right? Or when I'm talking to my family, what do they want to hear? Versus when I'm talking to someone in my field. And so it's really able to help me build those skills in communicating my science and making it relevant to anyone, because it is, you know, the research that we do matters.
One of my favorite parts about SPI was the exec board and the membership and how open and how great a community it is in general.
The entire exec board has rallied behind me in helping me to lead this initiative. We have one of the exec board members who designs these amazing flyers to help promote the events. We also were able to get one of our current presidents to connect with the provost's office to help us get funding, as well as getting advertising out there. So it's been a really group effort to get this thing off the ground and keep it going and grow.
I really enjoyed being part of the executive board at SPI, but I also think that people really enjoy being a part of the general populace of our group.
I wish I had come to a meeting sooner. Once I was interested in SPI, I decided to wait until the next semester to get involved because I wasn't sure if it would be awkward to start in the middle of a semester just coming to general meetings. But now that I've been involved, I could say I would recommend to anyone, just come to a general meeting to check it out.
I am probably most proud of the Michiana Science Cafe. So when I joined a year ago, I had the chance to be in this group and actually take a leadership role in helping to revamp this event series. And it's so cool because we're able to bring scientific experts to the community, encourage dialogue, build strong community through this, as well as helping Notre Dame meet the community and not be so siloed.
I was able to practice my science communication skills through a workshop that we held, and hone those techniques in order to present my science to a larger audience outside of people who are either in my department or at my university.
The Science Communication Day at the State House is a day for graduate students to come to the State House to practice communicating their research to lawmakers.
The Indiana Science Communication Day was one of the biggest events that we did last year, and it was definitely a collaborative effort, and so that's one thing I'm very proud of.
I was given the opportunity in January to participate in the Merzion Science and Technology Fellowship at the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine. And this fellowship really gave me the opportunity to engage in science policy at the nonprofit level in Washington, D.C.
SPI has given me a chance to become part of a national movement to bring science communication to the people.
One of the opportunities I've been most happy to have as part of SPI is to be connected with the National Science Policy Network, which is a national network of graduate students and early career scientists who are interested in science policy. I've been able to help a number of groups start up at other universities, and now I have just been elected chair of the Grants and Finance Committee, so I'm going to oversee a $60,000 budget to provide grants and support to graduate students around the country.
I've gotten to meet higher officials on campus and within the community. I've gotten to talk to lawmakers and their staff, which has been a very rewarding experience.
After I get my PhD, I'll be a AAAS Executive Branch Postdoctoral Fellow through the Partner Society SRCD. So I'll be able to engage in science policy at the federal level at the executive branch.
SPI basically gave me a framework and a platform to kind of explore my own professional development. So if there was something that I wanted to do or that I thought was necessary, I had the means and ability to act that out.